Hello everybody, I wonder how you're all doing. It's been a very difficult week, hasn't it? So I'm a bit late for this video because I had a very difficult experience to cope with last week, which just knocked me for six, to be honest. So this is not going to be a happy clappy fun weekend video, and unlike my other ones, it's a little bit doer, as they say up here, a little bit doer, and I'm struggling, so I've had to make a real effort tonight, but I know I have to do it because I've got to overcome a very powerful karmic pattern. So I'm trying to do that, put my pink on and I'm trying to overcome. It's been very difficult. I will tell you the story. This is what I have to do, to tell you the story, because I think when we go through these difficult things, it's best to share them, because I'm sure everybody else is going through stuff as well. And I do feel quite triumphant in a way, but it has been tricky and very challenging. Initially, I met two people about my age, actually. I've met them before some years ago. Came across them again. I asked the man to cut my grass for me. He said he would, and we seemed to get on well. When we came round, he sat in the back garden with me. She didn't come with him, the wife. The wife was a little bit, I wasn't quite sure what to make of her, actually. I thought he was the stronger of the two, and I wondered if she'd be a bit jealous with him coming round on his own. She said he can be jealous, so he said she can be jealous, so I had to be a bit careful not to be too flirty. Anyway, he talked non-stop. I think that what I know there from now, that they're that new religious sect, born-again Christians, and he talked very loudly, non-stop, about his beliefs and this and that, and it's okay. It was okay, but very strong beliefs and very, I don't know. I thought they were a little bit indoctrinated, to be honest, and I thought, well, it's okay. He's got to do what he does, you know. So it was okay. And it was, we had this thing on Messenger, we were sending little messages every day, and he didn't seem to know much about his religion, particularly the Bible. I say to you often, I don't know much about it myself, but I do know bits and pieces, and I mentioned to him about this new earth, and he just shrugged it off and laughed, you know, and the upper room, which is something else I'm quite into, and he just laughed that off. I thought, well, for somebody who's so dogmatic, and really quite fanatical, he doesn't seem to know an awful lot. So one day I sat quietly and went onto Google search and found information about this new earth. I have mentioned it to you before, and but it's going to be the new earth. It's in 3 or 4 places in the Bible. I won't do them now, but I thought, well, he ought to really know that he's not always right. One of my faults is I like to be. So anyway, I sent these to him. He didn't respond, and it was okay, but I was just feeling, I don't know. I did say to him on one of the videos, one of my messages, I said, watch one of my videos about angels and miracles. I love that video. It's one of my favourites, and I think I did it rather well from personal experiences. I wear my red dress, and it's about angels and miracles. I thought they'd love it, and I had this. Well, I was shocked. I had a message from him saying I was working with demonic forces. I mean, it's laughable, really. Me, who's worked for the light all my life and other lifetimes, with demonic forces. And he went on and on. So I rang them, and she answered the phone, and I thought, I said, what's going on? What is, won't lose his name. I said, well, what is going on? She said, we find you very negative, and we don't want all this in our lives. And to be honest, it did shock me. I didn't know what to say. So anyway, I then spoke to him, and I said, what's triggered off this peculiar reaction from you? He said, you're a spiritualist and you're working with demonic forces. Can you imagine? I mean, I'm not a spiritualist, and I don't disagree with it or agree with it. It's just not for me. Everybody has their choices, but I know it's not demonic forces, and that's for sure. Where has he got this from? But these people seem to have these very powerful judgments and words that they use, which are not even in the Bible. I mean, the beloved Master Jesus said very little. What he did say is very loving and wonderfully teaching. So anyway, I thought I'm going to get this sorted out. So when I got back to my computer, I looked up the word spiritualist, what it really means, and the word spiritual, because I'm spiritual, lots of us are spiritual. And he got the words mixed up. A stupid man. I thought, well, this is that these cults get hold of people that really don't think for themselves. They haven't got a clue. He didn't know what he was talking about. But it went through me so severely, I was really upset by it. So I was feeling upset now because it was, it just so ridiculously unfair. Had it been something true, I'd have thought, okay, that's his opinion. But this was so dogmatic and indoctrinated, all those words that one can think of, for stupidity, believing something he didn't know anything about, and he got them all mixed up and blamed me. So I went through a couple of days of actually thinking, what is going on? The man was going to cut my cross. And I thought, well, he won't cut it now. He did actually write to apologise. I give him his due. He said, I'm deeply sorry for hurting you. So obviously he knew that he was in the wrong. And he was deeply sorry, and could we still be friends? And I accepted it and left it at that. She then wrote, the wimpy woman, and she started lecturing me, and I thought, that's it. I just cut her off. I thought, I don't need lecturing about spiritual stuff, because, you know, I'm an old soul and an old hand, and I know a lot, and it's not like I just couldn't be bothered with all this stuff that they were getting into, this telling me, you know. So I did cut her off on the time. So I said to her, if you want to talk to me, I think it's as well that you apologise as well. Of course, she wasn't going to. I don't want to get into this. Very childish, I thought. So he was still apparently still my friend. And I said, we mustn't talk about certain subjects. We'll have to steer clear of them. But of course, then I cut her off. So I think I actually messed it all up. But I went through I thought, something's going on here. Why has it affected me so powerfully? I mean, it was out of order, really. I mean, I was upset, but it went very deep, and I felt quite ill for a couple of days. Then I worked out it's a karmic thing. I had a vision of myself in a courtroom, and there was a panel. Oh, got all cold. A panel of men interrogating me. Now, I don't quite know what the subject was. It could have been for speaking my truth. I know I've had several lifetimes of being walled up, burned at the stake, goodness knows what else, for speaking my truth, and a lot of us have, the throat chakra, you know. And I suppose perhaps in those days it was a bit advanced for those sort of people. I don't know. So this courtroom and these men, I thought, yeah, he was one of these men that were judging me and condemning me to death. Very powerful. And he was doing a similar thing in this lifetime, of course, repeating the pattern with not quite so much intensity. I think he'd obviously grown quite a bit. But I still haven't really understood what it was, unless it was to bring to the surface this karmic pattern that I was finding it hard to deal with. And in fact, I wasn't going to do the video about this situation, but it seemed a bit negative, and I thought, I've been fighting for a few days on whether to do it or not. I thought, well, it's not very happy clappy, but there is a good ending actually. But it has to be told in a way, because these people aren't truthful, not honest. It's right for them, but I don't think they should judge other people. We're not supposed to judge them, and they shouldn't go around. They're a bit like the Jehovah's Witnesses. They want to force people into their way of thinking, which to me, that's demonic. That's the truth of it all. They're not following the love and the light that's supposed to be Christian, you know. They've gone completely peculiar. So anyway, I was fighting, shall I do the video or not? And I prayed on it and asked for guidance, and I find it ever so hard to find answers. Did my cards. Got all the cards out, and I came to the conclusion it isn't the video that matters, it's the fear behind it. Not only their fear, but my fear of speaking up. I have found them quite difficult sometimes. I do fight a little battle with myself before I do them, and I'm very nervous when I do. I know you don't think I am, but I go through quite a difficult time before and afterwards I play them. I think, oh God, wish I hadn't said that. You know, I'm very self-critical, self-judgmental, so that's obviously come through from this lifetime when I was judged and criticised for my truth, and so it's something I've had to overcome. So I thought I was going to do it tomorrow in the daylight, but suddenly I thought I must get this out of the way before I go to bed tonight, because I should worry about it. And I thought, well, what's the worst thing that can happen? I know God doesn't mind what I say. In fact, I had a lovely visitation from Spirit when I first moved here, and I know it was God. We know it's God, don't we? And this presence said, I approve of everything you do. And I thought, well, that's lovely. Thank you very much. So I thought, well, this is not, the video isn't the issue. The issue is me trying to spread the word a little bit about, to be discerning. People will come across these things, and I suppose, and it's up to them what they do. But also to overcome my fear of speaking up, you know, and being in my truth, because I don't know how right I am. I'm just right for me, like we all try to be, don't we? Gosh, time's going on, I better be quick. I had not a complaint exactly, but I think I rabbit on too long. Gosh, I've got all these notes and I haven't remembered them. Anyway, the upshot is, 2 or 3 days, I think it was last weekend, it was the most beautiful experience to counterbalance this. I think God was saying, well, hey, you deserve a gold star. I sat in here, it's only a small little room, and the perfume, it wasn't perfume. I think it's divine essence. Well, I don't know what it's called, but it's certainly spirit, and it's so beautiful, so intense. It's not sweet. It's not savoury. You know what I mean? It's just, it filled the whole room, and I just sat here. I thought, I could live in this forever. I don't want to leave it. And it came for me. I think it came for me to say it's okay, you know. And this is what it's really about. And I have had it once before, many years ago, but this time it was extremely powerful and loving, and I just cried, of course. And I thought, well, you know, I've got to forgive this man, obviously. Not got to, but I will, because he's a nut. And besides, I want him to cut my grass. I've got an old shed that's falling apart. Oh, I'll take that down for you, he said. Now I've got a decision to make. Do I go cap in hand? And I said, would you like to do penance and tear down my shed and cut my grass, or do I leave it? So I guess I'll leave it, because you can't force these things. I'll just let go and let go, as they say. Anyway, dear ones, I think that's enough. I hope I've covered everything. I should read this and think, oh, I wish I'd said that. I wish I'd said this. But anyway, it's just my presence. I don't look demonic, do I? I do know what it is, though. I have come across it from time to time, as I think we all have. But it's in people's minds, isn't it? It's in their minds, and it's sad that this particular cult has got so out of hand, and it's like a control thing. It is a cult, and it's quite worrying, isn't it? You know. So anyway, there we are. Going to have to go. It's at night. It's about 10 o'clock at night. I thought I'd do a nighttime one, because I find that light that comes from that window is too bright, much too bright. So I tried it at night time. It's not quite as intense, is it? Do you think? Anyway, dear ones, I will love you and leave you now, and hopefully, I don't know, it will probably give somebody some insight. I don't know I don't have many comments from anybody. I would like to, you know, because I'm running out of ideas. Give me some ideas what you'd like me to talk about. Okay, so love is lost, is it? To have loved and lost, or never loved and lost, I don't know. So I do find new friends from time to time, but they don't last long. I don't know why. I may be picking. Well, I think we choose people to match our patterns, and they obviously came along to teach me this particular thing. This is why I have to forgive them, because they were really, really doing me a favour. Okay, darlings, take care. God bless. Love you lots. Bye bye.